DDG versus Halle proved why everything shouldn't be content. So let's see what he's talking about and let's check it out.
Who are unemployed, DDG and Halle Bailey have decided on a temporary custody agreement that has DDG seeing Halo on the weekends and certain Wednesdays, and also dropping any sorts of charges, any sorts of restraining orders, anything that is negatively impacting the relationship that they have. Now, you would think that two parents coming to some sort of agreement on a custody issue that had the children's life be in jeopardy, their well-being, their safety, and hell, just their emotional stability be separated and put in jeopardy would have the timeline rejoicing. It's not the outcome that a lot of people would want, because a lot of people want two-parent households raising kids, but it is a more positive direction than the direction that they were going in. But I actually want to...
I can attest to that. Now, with all the things being dropped, I can say, well, that is a healthy step forward. I don't know what they've discussed, but you'd like to see the better outcome for the kids, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't want a kid growing up in a household where they truly don't understand what it's like to have a two-parent household, or might not understand what it's like to enjoy a dad or a mom because they only see one or the other on certain times.
Say that the timeline after hearing this news got much worse.
Us plotting on how to get custody of Halo because Halle planned. What?
The temporary custody agreement will commence in phases. So for the first 60 days, DDG will have physical custody of Halo every Wednesday from morning until evening. Okay. And then he will also have Halo each month on the second and fourth Saturday. Halle will have Halo all other times. For the next 60 days, DDG will be allowed to have Halo overnight on some days. He will have Halo from Wednesday to Thursday every Saturday. And then for the holiday schedule, Halo will be with DDG on Halloween and Father's Day. Halle will have Halo on Thanksgiving.
Damn, she gave him all the low-ranked days, though. Halloween and Father's Day is the only time I can see my child. I can't see him Christmas, Thanksgiving. Man, that's unfair, man. How?
Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. They will split time with him on Christmas Day and on his birthday. This agreement also states that neither party can post Halo or any information regarding him on social media.
Okay, good.
I don't really think it was fair that Halle was allowed to post Halo on her social media and DDG wasn't. That's not fair. So that's part of the agreement as well. They must also ensure that their families comply with this order as well. So neither their families can post him either. So I'm glad they were able to come to...
Talking about this kid cannot be on camera. That is nuts. Like, that is such a controlling thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all out trying to take a good family outing and he can't join the family photo because somebody gonna want to post it online.
So a temporary agreement. Hopefully it's just temporary, because that doesn't seem like a lot of time with your father who is trying to be an active father. That doesn't seem like a lot of time.
Here's the division.
Right? You know, hopefully it's just temporary. I just know I have friends. I know a lot of women who are out here begging their baby daddies to be present in their child's life. So kind of crazy that you only want to give a man, like, 6 days a month? Whatever.
It's still sad though, because at the end of the day, Halle is still getting majority of the time with Halo and DDG is not. He just got granted a couple of more days and like 2 holidays, literally.
I mean, when you look at it, he's only getting them Halloween and Father's Day. That is crazy. Halloween and Father's Day. That's the best we could come up with. And one Wednesday out of the week and a couple Saturdays. There's definitely no 50-50 on it.
Father's Day, like, come on. But at least they get to share his birthday and Christmas, and I hope they can make it about him and not put their personal problems involved. But this really is better than before, because as y'all knew, DDG literally only got to see him on Wednesdays and every other Saturday. So at least now he gets to have overnight, which is amazing because it's been a long time. And I know that DDG may not be fully content with this whole custody details and everything, but like I said, it's literally better than what it was before. It still kind of sucks that she gets Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's. I mean, New Year's is whatever, but Thanksgiving though, like, I hope when the time comes, like, they both can figure out a way that they both can be there for Halo for Thanksgiving. But if not, it is what it is.
Maybe I do need to stop pushing this unemployed shit. People are way too involved. The thing that I would say that I'm most happy about is the fact that they weren't able to continuously push narratives and talk about each other on social media. I think it got way too messy, and the reason why people even know about all this is because this was all brought to the internet. If people don't remember, both of them started making content together. You know, they were a loving couple, being grateful, happy for each other. The DDG vlog era was nice featuring Halle. And then once the baby came, they decided that they weren't going to have their child shown on the internet at all. And I felt like that was a great thing to do because we all know how this channel and a bunch of other people feel about family content. It's actually pretty gross and disgusting. But as time progressed on, you saw a little bit more of Halo every single video. And so eventually when the breakup would happen, that's where all shit hit the fan. And if you think about it, it really stemmed behind Halo. Halo is like a big factor as to why all of their fights happen. And not saying that he is the reason why they fought. He is just the object that they utilized to galvanize their fan bases in order to get everybody on their sides to fight each other. Y'all remember when DDG brought Halo on the Kai Cenat stream, right? Yeah. And you also remember that Halle did not like that.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie. He looked just like Daryl, bro. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's Halo himself, live in the flesh. Now, Halo, you don't know this, but I'm your uncle. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, in my fence-sitter opinion, Halle does have some right to be upset. Now, granted, she's probably consuming a bunch of bad media, but I could see how people would have, you know, an idea as to what goes on.
Well, I could just see it like this. You know what I'm saying? If she asked a request and then you go and multiply it times 10 by bringing them on Kai Cenat's stream, yeah, she was going to be ecstatic. I just think they had two different parenting objectives. She probably wanted her kid to be, you know, like this, like this, like this. He wanted it to be like this and like that and like that. You know, kind of like the Goku and Bulma. Like if you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, probably like a Goku Bulma situation, like where Bulma wants him to be a straight A student, nice job, doctor, Woody Wop, always in his books, where Goku wants him to be a fighting machine, you know, a dog, you know?
On Kai Cenat's stream and don't necessarily like it. I mean, there has been some stuff that has happened that we've had to judge on this platform and channel, rightfully so, like that Sexy Red doing drug thing. And if I'm not mistaken, this was that same marathon. But at the same time, DDG is also his father. He should have the ability to be trusted with bringing Halo where he pleases, especially if there's no like history of different things going on. But what was most nasty to me is the fact that she took this to social media knowing that people would get up in arms about this entire situation. Now, after getting criticism about this, she acknowledged that she did overreact, in fact, and that she shouldn't have brought this stuff to the internet. But hey, man, it's like toothpaste. Y'all ever tried to get that back in the tube? It's not gonna happen, gang. You wouldn't think that the next phase would come from DDG then stoking the fire by making a song about him not being able to see his son.
And this be from Cash, not from YouTube.
This not cringy? This is cringy. This is mad cringy.
Everybody's saying go to court, do this and that. The reason I don't want to is because it's gonna get extremely messy and it don't have to happen. I think it's in like her best interest to not want to go to court either. When we can just have a clear understanding. All right, cool. Like I want to pick my son up, take him to dinner. If you really want him, I'll bring him right back. It's not a problem. We go to court, the judge gonna give me some time. And when I got the time, nigga, I'ma do whatever I want with my son.
And thus the Great War was started. People decided to choose between Team Halle and Team DDG. I felt like I was back in middle school when Twilight had came out, when people were Team Edward and Team whatever Buddy's name was from Twilight. But I know for a fact people were so divided about this situation because they got the parasocial pill from DDG, from Halle, and the weapon that was formed against them, Halo. Which is crazy to say because he's a baby.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, see, what you shouldn't care is to put so much input on another person's baby, but I will. So to be on a team of Halle and DDG, that's exactly where taking it to the internet led to. And that's the biggest mistake you won't. And he probably shouldn't have said as much because it felt like he was doubling down on what he's going to do with his child. So probably when she seen that clip, you know, people going to caption it any way they want. People going to caption it in the ways that make you misinterpret the whole clip. So I'm pretty sure she ran into that side of TikTok, Instagram, whatever she was scrolling. There you have it. A volcano has erupted. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad to see things working out. You know what I'm saying? At first, he was only getting his baby monitored. He was only able to see his child monitored. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like we getting to the point where, all right, he getting at least unmonitored days. You know what I'm saying? Where he can do what he want in the span of time with his son. It just can't be on camera.
What she says, she's not even 2 years postpartum. She's not even 3 years. Baby, she gets 5 years of acting crazy. Okay? And if y'all take that as her, you know, like, bye. Y'all, bye.
Team Halle, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I'm Team Halle. DDG, you will go down. We will not rest until Halle wins.
Grown ass man. This is a grown ass man.
Bro.
All minions assemble. That movie Halle is shooting right now, we're gonna let that shit flop. We ain't streaming that bitch. She wanna be petty, she wanna be spiteful, she wanna be bitter. Well, we the daddy side of the family. We're gonna show her what bitter is. What spiteful is. We're gonna show her what petty is. Like, okay, game on.
Man, Halle knows she dead wrong for that, bro. I ain't calling her no bitter BM, but that's for sure a page out of somebody bitter baby mama book, bro. Only purpose of that post was to get her fans mad. Now they making tweets. It's trending. Shade Room go, of course, pick it up because they already hate DDG. Now he getting fried in the comments, and we know how that go.
Now, what's tricky about all this is that this is a real life matter with real life human beings that, you know, have a real life human being that they have to take care of. And they live on the internet. Like, DDG's whole career is based off of his internet persona and him putting everything that he has out on the internet. So it's not like he just can't stop. And it's not like he would stop. And it's not like she can't stop, and it's not like she wouldn't stop either. So every single month we got bits and pieces more of what was going on behind the scenes on the internet. And it only made people be more and more upset about what the other person that they're hating on did, etc., etc. Like the time the nuke had dropped when DDG found out on live stream that he had a restraining order against him from Halle Bailey while with Aiden Ross.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that.
Why are they dressed the same?
But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? Fuck all that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know.
Yo,
Okay, I think the last thing we need Aiden Ross to do is say something on someone else's situation. I think that's probably the last thing we need. Now, Aiden Ross speaking on me and helping me in a situation, a little different. I ain't got too much clout. But y'all know, you don't want to get into their business. Now you ruining it for another man and him trying to see his child.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here.
Don't even make no.
Fuck all that. That's
What
my
is
real
Aiden
friend.
wearing?
We're
Oh
not gonna
my
do no
God, there's
false
so
shit
many
to read the
questions.
stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him.
Now, I don't think that he learned about this situation while being on live with Aiden Ross. That's usually not how these things go. But it was interesting that this happened all on live stream. A restraining order that resulted from a incident in January where Halle Bailey alleged that DDG had pushed her face into a steering wheel, chipping her tooth. This resulted in at least 100 yards away restraining order from Halle Bailey and his son Halo. All played out on live stream. A part of that also was Halle Bailey filing for sole custody and that DDG would have to have supervised visitation of his own child. Now, DDG did respond by filing his own motion against her as well in June 4th, 2025. This one claiming that Halo, the child in question, was an imminent physical and emotional risk by being in the care of Halle Bailey. He also wanted Halle to be prevented from taking the child all the way to Italy while she filmed a movie. Now, naturally, DDG would get backlash for that. And how did he handle the reception of that lawsuit that he filed?
Did that lawsuit get dropped? Were they both still active? Like, did the judge deny any order
Against Halle Bailey? By dropping a song and bringing it straight to the internet.
We don't need no judge. We don't need to fight. I can't leave my son because he need me in his life. Why you got him thinking that you cheated? I'm right. I could never hate you, man. You created life. Watch my baby roll. Looking at my phone. You know this friend.
Do you see the problem here? Do you see what's going on? Granted, I understand this is a messy situation. Breakups, divorces, especially when children are involved, these can get disgusting. Whether you've lived with them in real life or
in chat, that's what's so scary, bro. I'm 25 and I'm pretty much scared to have a child, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you could straight love somebody to death, have kids, get houses, get cars, and things still fall apart, bro. And that shit, and then once the kid is involved, now you kind of tied to that person. Like, Like that thought itself really keeps me from wanting to even have a kid.
Whether they've been depicted in media, people literally go to extremes when a relationship is broken up. But the problem with this situation is that this is ultimately a private matter that was made public by both parties. And both parties were ultimately using the public gain in order to win some sort of, favor for their audience. I will say this though, from my POV, DDG does have a lot of famous people in his circle. He has the biggest streamers in the world as his friends. So naturally, it would be easy for everyone to get caught up in this, even though ultimately, like, none of this should be on the internet as a whole. Even now, as you fast forward to him winning the custody battle, you can see content creators celebrating from his side of the internet that he actually has his child back in his life now.
I heard my son FaZe move and yeah, he did. All right, Mo. You see, when you join FaZe, great things happen, Mo.
DDG won custody. Niggas just hit me with news lines. Bro, all y'all niggas think y'all drama alert. DDG won custody though, that's lit.
And of course you have fans asking a bunch of different questions. They're saying, hey, Halle did this thing to defame a black man and try to paint him as some sort of villain. Why would she delete any sort of cases or instances about DDG putting his hands on her? Halle fans are saying that Halle was being generous and DDG got more than he deserved because she was nice to the situation. She always was the bigger person, etc., etc. But as I look at tweet after 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 tweet of both Halle supporters, of both DDG supporters, of everybody asking their questions, I just gotta continue to go back to the stuff that I said at the end of my last video. Like, why are we so involved in these super personal matters? Look,
we're involved in super personal matters, but we're involved in other people's business. Like, yeah, what I allow, like, of course they put it on the internet, so yes, some of their business is out there. But the fact that we're so invested, like anything they do really affects our lives. That's where I start to draw the line. Like, all right, I know what's going on. I had an opinion on it. I most likely said it on stream. I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever double back unless it's for views for the clip. Like, I'm not finna double back because I actually give a fuck. I don't actually give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck now. But we reacted, you know what I'm saying?
No problem reporting news because I think that this opens up more conversations about parasocialism, why we are this involved, using children on the internet, etc., etc. But to these people that are on the internet literally celebrating and championing either side as if they had skin in the game, this is so weird, gang. That's like super duper weird. I think this is a lot of people's biggest fears as content creators, as internet personalities, etc., etc. Like, you can judge me, you can judge what I say, all that stuff like that, but bringing in my wife, my kids, my partners, my mother, my brother, my sister, my cousins, anybody that doesn't have a say-so in the game shouldn't be involved in this. And I only hope that when Halo grows up and sees this, he gets a good enough explanation that it makes sense to him, because I wouldn't want to be plastered online in a custody battle for the public to make decisions inside for. And for everybody that is seeing this news right now, I hope that you let this go. Like, I'm so serious. We've been seeing a string of people take parasocialism to the next level, and the last thing I would want anybody to do is see Halle in public. See
Halle or DDG and do something to them, bro. Y'all don't be on no weird stuff like that, bro. Stay y'all ass in the crib for the viewers. This is just for entertainment. What I do is for entertainment. Anything personal I were to bring y'all into, if I want to bring y'all into it, it's entertainment. It's never to go off script. That's like watching like an old school show like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Martin, and turn around and do something to somebody because you seen them in an episode you ain't like. Like, bro, you overly in tune. Chill out. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please go give a like, comment, subscribe to my boy Old Meezy. Please give a like, comment, subscribe to me. Yeah, I appreciate you.